peace. And if you are ready to try, we are. It might just be the time to renew and redefine our relationship with the UN, building the foundation of a United Nations for the future, a streamlined, efficient, financially secure first responder to the world's problems. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Felicity, for fitting final words to the panel's presentation. Adlai Stevenson was a great Democrat, big D and small d. I recognize we're already a half hour over the appointed time, but in the spirit of democracy, we will allow a question or two with the hope that we can finish by 5 o'clock. I thank you for your patience, and I look forward to any from the floor who would like to address a question to the panel. If you'll raise your hand, I'll recognize you. Please, over here, sir.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Pickering. I'm the Ambassador of Botswana. And thank you very much for gathering this distinguished team of panelists. We have learned a lot from their insight, at least into the years when they were in operation. I was very much interested in the contribution that Ambassador Gardner made, particularly with regard to how he thinks Adlai Stevenson would have advised given certain situations. Now, it's not only the Kyoto Protocol where we miss the voice and leadership of the United States, we also miss the voice and leadership of the United States in the International Criminal Court, which is an international institution that has been set up as a mechanism to fight impunity. What advice do you think Stevenson would give to the United States today? Secondly, what advice would you think he would give to the reform of the UN Security Council, looking back to what has happened since then up to the present day? Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Richard, you've been singled out by the ambassador of Botswana, so I'll let you take the first shot at this.
Well, Ambassador, you posed two very important questions, and I don't feel on those I can tell you what I think Adlai Stevenson would have said. I really would prefer, maybe Tom knows. Stevenson was a realist, a political realist, and I will say something that probably won't be popular. I think he would tell Obama, maybe the International Criminal Court is going to be so difficult in the Senate that it shouldn't be at the head of the line of things to work on. Let's get the funding of the UN right. Let's get the comprehensive test ban, law of the sea treaty, which are also clearly things we should be doing, and maybe take the criminal court after that. Reform of the Security Council, there, Ambassador, and you know it better than anyone, it's not just up to the United States. There is such a deep disagreement as to the nature of that reform between the large states, the middle states, the developing countries. You know, how do we get a council that is expanded to be more representative of the world community, and yet not so large that it becomes unworkable? And that's a big issue that you and your colleagues are going to have to decide, and I don't think we can attribute to Adlai Stevenson any decision on how that should be done.
I'm going to arrogate to myself as moderator the final word. I agree with everything that Richard has said. I've always thought with respect to the criminal court, in due course, we could declare it to be our firm policy that we would always take domestic jurisdiction in the case of any American who was accused anywhere of international war crimes defined in the statute of the court. This is perfectly permissible, and it is the one thing that I think finally could persuade the Defense Department and indeed the Senate to support this, but not now. I also think that we need to begin slowly with the Security Council. One of the things we should look at is obviously a slight enlargement in return for perhaps more of the states carrying the bigger burden, if I could put it that way, serving longer periods of time. We have, in effect, begun to back into that anyway. But let me leave it at there. Let me thank all of you for coming again, for your patience and your kindness and your attention. I hope you have enjoyed this as much as all of us on the panel have. We will long remember this day, and we will long remember Adlai Stevenson's tremendous legacy and its lessons to all of us for the future. Thank you.